Russia is trying to capture Pokrovsk using a new military tactic. Ukrainian defenders shared details with Deutsche Welle about what is currently happening in the city and explained what consequences its loss could lead to. According to a drone operator, Russian troops are gradually infiltrating Pokrovsk, and it is impossible to fully control this process. They enter the city one by one or in small groups, disguising themselves as civilians and remaining unnoticed for a long time. From my observations, the main problem is infiltration. It's very difficult to tell who is the enemy and who is a civilian, said an intelligence officer currently in Pokrovsk. He also reported that the Russian army is advancing, actively using drones and glide bombs. Enemy drones are used for ambushes, blocking Ukrainian logistics routes and destroying fortifications. As the publication notes, Ukrainian soldiers admit that in Pokrovsk, the Russian army has a significant advantage both in numbers and in technology, especially in the air. Unfortunately, the Ukrainian side does not have enough resources to counter the large number of Russian drones. Because of the drones, we cannot move our air defense systems closer to the front line. Otherwise, this expensive equipment will be destroyed, and we ourselves do not have enough aircraft to shoot down Russian bombers, one of the interlocutors said. One of the main problems remains the destroyed logistics. Unfortunately, Russian shelling constantly disrupts the supply of ammunition, equipment, fuel, and also complicates rotations and the evacuation of the wounded. Logistics still functions, but it is very risky. Most units are advancing on foot. Some have to cover dozens of kilometers to reach their positions. Humanitarian aid is delivered by drones, said the scout in Pokrovsk. Ground vehicles that were used to transport essential cargo are now also under constant threat as they become easy targets for enemy drones. In addition, Ukrainian drone operators are forced to stay at their positions without rotation for up to 40 days in a row. Some of them are refusing to work on the outskirts of Mirnohrad, fearing encirclement by Russian forces, the publication reports. According to Ruslan Mikula, a source for the analytical project Deep State, if Pokrovsk falls under Russian control, it could become the enemy's main base. It is convenient to station thousands of troops there due to the dense development and high-rise buildings. In that case, Ukrainian reconnaissance and electronic warfare units will be forced to retreat to forested areas. The loss of Pokrovsk would be very painful, so I really hope it doesn't come to that. The fortifications are ready. A fortress like Pokrovsk, with its tall buildings, elevations, and vast amounts of concrete, has no equal. This city, in principle, can be easily defended, emphasized the Ukrainian officer. An anonymous Ukrainian military expert is convinced that the Kremlin has tasked its army with fully occupying the Donetsk region. He believes that Moscow wants to negotiate with Ukraine and its allies from a position of strength. Pokrovsk is considered part of this operation, the goal of which is to bring under full Russian control the highway connecting the cities of Bakhmut, Chasiv Yar, Kostiantynivka, and Pokrovsk. After that, the Russians could advance further toward Pavlohrad in the Dnipropetrovsk region. That's why there is such fierce fighting around Pokrovsk. Military analyst Markus Reisner, in a comment to Deutsche Welle, emphasized that the situation around Pokrovsk has been deteriorating for several weeks in a row. Despite Ukraine's success in repelling the attempted breakthrough to the north of Pokrovsk, we are in a situation where the pressure from Russia has intensified so much that it could invade, in particular, the southern districts of the city. Basically, we will see the same development of events that we have repeatedly observed in recent months and years in the struggle for important cities that we have already forgotten about, said Reisner. That's all for now. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments and give a like.